What was Doug Pederson thinking?
I have no idea. Skip, I don't even know how Doug Pederson stood up in the locker room after the game and looked his team in the eye and said, I tried to win that game. Skip, it's 4th and goal. You kick the field goal, you got a tie ball game. Okay, now we play football. You go for it on 4th and goal and pass up a chip shot field goal, and then you take Jalen Hurts out. Now, maybe you've seen enough of that. Maybe you have a big enough evaluation of Jalen Hurts. You like, he's our quarterback moving forward. But I don't know how you come to that conclusion, Skip, because he was, again, he throwing the ball. He was not very good last night. He was 7 of 20, 72 yards, got sacked once. He had a 25 quarterback rating of 25. Come on. What is this? Skip, what the hell is that? Maybe that's my
turn?
No, that's why Jim Schwartz probably retired. Like, I don't want to be a part of this. He's like, hold on, wait a minute. Jim Schwartz said, ain't no hat and T-shirts, which means, Skip, ain't nobody going to be celebrating on my team. And he got, oh, no Fletcher Cox. Oh, no this guy. Oh, no that guy. And no Alshon, no D-Jack, no Miles Sanders. What the hell? And you going to say you actually trying to win the game. Come on, Skip. I get it. And Jason Kelsey said last week, winning games should trump any player evaluation. Skip, I'm trying to win.
He said it again after the game last
Yeah, Skip. And for me, look, I've been on some teams that weren't very good. I didn't make the playoffs every year. So, people, I want you to think that I made the playoffs every year. But, Skip, I'm giving it everything I got. You evaluate me on how I'm playing. Don't take me out just because of some bull jive. I don't know what the hell Dougie P. But it's, for me, if I'm Jeffrey Lurie, Dougie P is not coming back as my head coach. There's no way I can bring him back into this situation. There's no way. The players are not going to look at him the same, Skip. When you do that, Jalen Hurts will look at that like, what the hell? Huh? I'm out for what? Skip, the man is just getting started. These are the type of games you want to see a young player and really evaluate him in. And you take him out for what? Skip, I don't know what this was about. I get it. You don't like the Cowboys. Once the Cowboys had lost, okay, now, hey, let's play football. And then you do this. You take Jalen Hurts out, and you pass up a field goal. Skip, I don't know what the hell was going on, but they need to go ahead and clean house. Now, we already know Pederson and Wentz, I don't see how they come back together, and I said that when he made that move. But I don't know what the hell Dougie P did with this, but they said he has a meeting. I heard Sal Palantonio, I heard some other people say he has a meeting with the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, not today, tomorrow. And if I'm Jeffrey Lurie, I got my feet up on the desk when he come in there, and I'm going to ask him, Doug, what the hell was that you did on Sunday night? Because y'all need some explanation. Go ahead.
Done?
Yeah.
If I'd been Jeffrey Lurie last night,
You'd have fired him after the game?
I would have marched down from the empty press box. I would have gone to the locker room. I would have looked in at him and said, could you come out here for a second, please? And I would have said, you are done as my coach. Unless you can convince me Jeffrey Lurie was in cahoots with Doug Pederson,
right,
and that they had conspired before the game to basically, quote unquote, fix the game so that they would lose and drop from the 9th pick in the draft to the 6th pick in the draft.
Right.
If you can tell me that, you got me. I'm not sure that's what happened.
He said he wanted to evaluate Nate Sudfeld. Skip, the guy's 27 years old, 4 years in the league, a 6th-round pick. Evaluate
Nate.
What? Nate, excuse me.
Yeah.
Nate Sudfeld.
It's okay. He can be Nick or Nate. It doesn't matter. Because he's Dudfeld. It was shameful what happened in the 4th quarter. It was hard to watch. It stained the integrity of the National Football League.
What would the because I didn't hear the side. What would the commentator say? What was Collinsworth and Michael saying?
They were trying to be nice about it, but in general, they were scratching their heads. Verbally, by what they didn't say, they were scratching their heads.
Okay.
But they did say that in their production meetings with Dougie P, that he had brought up that I do want to play Sudfeld at some point in the game. And they thought a series here, a series there, maybe.
Right.
But to give him the whole 4th quarter when you had a little chip shot field goal to tie it after 3 quarters. And I couldn't understand that sequence because Jalen Hurts got you down to 1st and goal to 5. You ran Clement one time, and I don't know where he came from. He just sort of came in the game all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And they ran him for a yard. And then what does Jalen Hurts do best? He runs
Scramble by time. Yeah.
And he runs.
That's his first 2 touchdowns.
The read option.
Yes.
He does something with his legs to create arm.
Yes.
And instead, you're asking him to do what's hard down there at the 4-yard line because the end zone's so tight, is as a rookie quarterback with half your weapons out for the game, as you pointed out.
Yes.
Alshon's not there anymore. Ertz looks like he's playing half speed. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, Dallas got it. They scratched Dallas got it, too.
They scratched him. So you don't have your red zone targets to speak of. Deshaun didn't play. I don't know what that was about. I don't know what any of it's about, but obviously Jalen had Bostic in his face on the 4th down throw.
Right.
And he didn't get enough mustard on the ball, but he's throwing to Quez Watkins. That's who he's throwing to. That's what you got left with. And I'm saying, what are you doing? This is a man who, with his backup quarterback, Nick Foles, hung 41 on Bill Belichick's defense without Malcolm Butler. Don't know what that was about. And this is a man who wrote a book that offseason called Fearless. Well, I'll give you that was fearless. What he did last night, that's like, I don't care what anybody thinks of me, but that was nutty fearless to me. That was like crackpot fearless, where I'm saying, what are you thinking? What are you trying to prove? Are you just trying to be different for different sake? You're just trying to show everybody you're in charge and you'll play Nate Sudfeld if you want because you think he's a fine young man and he practices hard and he's been with you for 4 years? That's how it came across. Now, let's get back to Jalen Hurts. I believe Jalen Hurts would have won that game because I've seen him win a lot of games like that. When you least expect it, he'll make another play, and then a play here and a play there. That's what he does. But if we could see, you've blasted him for his throwing. Let's look at 3 plays if we could. Let's look at the first interception by Curl. If we could see this. This is to Ertz. And if we could see what happened before that play, he just tackles Ertz and hangs on to him. Is that not pass interference? I mean, he just grabbed him and held on to him off his route. And
Skip, he went 5 yards, Skip. He can do that to 5 yards.
Like that. You can bump him once, but you can't grab him and hold on to him.
Okay, it's 5 yards.
Okay, so again,
okay, I'll give you that one.
Okay,
I'll give you that one.
He couldn't even turn his head, and the ball's gone and into Curl's. Curl's just standing there like, oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. And then let's go to the next one to Jalen Reagor, who then also got hurt and was gone after the first quarter. With 1:53 left in the first quarter, tell me this shouldn't have been caught.
It absolutely should have been caught.
Thank you. That's a sweet throw and should have been a pretty routine catch by your rookie that you took pretty high in the draft to the shock of a lot of people.
Passed on Justin Jefferson.
You did. You passed on him. But you got to catch that. And then I don't know if he got hurt on that play, but he was gone for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Okay, so we got that one. And then there's another one to Quez Watkins that looks like it's going to be housed. He's got him where he rolls right and throws back. And look at the lane he's got right here, and he hits him right in the hands. Look at the lane. Yeah. If he hits that and goes, he might split him and be gone.
You keep saying that. I'm asking, okay, what raffle did number 80 win to get an Eagles uniform to go play receiver?
I don't know.
Skip, I had never seen this dude.
I don't know.
And then you see our Stego Whiteside.
I don't know.
Skip, we hadn't mentioned our Stego Whiteside all year.
He hasn't played all year, and he actually made a couple plays.
Yes.
Okay, so there are those 3 plays I showed you. And then mid-second quarter, if we could hear, I know you got the sound down, so I'm going to let you hear what Chris Collinsworth did have to say about Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
This is about halfway through the second quarter of this game last night. So he's saying what I've been trying to say all along. He throws it pretty well.
But, Skip, if you want to evaluate, shouldn't you have left him in so you can get a
yes.
Chris says,
especially in a game like this.
Thank you.
For the money.
You want to evaluate Nate Sudfeld. He ain't going to play?
No. And look. So what can Jalen do behind a line that you've told me all year decimated?
Get out of harm's way.
They're down to like third stringers except for Kelsey.
Skip, and you see what the right tackle that they started, they ended up taking him out and putting it back up. Hold on. You already down to your 4th. You put your 4th tackle in there. Scott said, man, y'all, man, if I'm Roger Goodell, I'm calling him. I'm saying, if you ever in this league again, because hopefully Mr. Lurie fire you. But if you ever do some mess like that, Skip, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous, Skip.
It's just impossible. Then I also thought of this. If Lurie had already apprised Doug Pederson, you're coaching your last game tonight, Was he just trying to stick it to Lurie? Like I'm just going to do outrageous things just to make you look bad?
You might think about that, Skip, but I mean, obviously, it's just like when players get evaluated, coaches are getting evaluated too. Other coaches look at that and they bring him in and say, okay, what was your thought process in week 17 when you scratched, Fletcher Cox probably was legit because remember, Skip, he left the Cowboys game. So that one was legit.
I'll give you that.
But Dallas Goedert and Alshon and D-Jack and all these other guys, why were you deactivating those guys? Why weren't those guys playing? And why did you make the switch? I mean, you only got four games on Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Have you seen enough? And for everybody, Skip, that you don't realize this. Jalen Hurts finished the season completing 52% of his passes. Now, had he been able to qualify, that's 5 percentage points less than what Carson Wentz. Had he had enough passes, that would have been the worst in the NFL of anybody that qualified. So all this notion about Jalen Hurts is ready to take over, I haven't seen enough. Now, I'm not saying, Skip, he won't be. I'm just saying I haven't seen enough to say, okay, that's the guy. Let's blow this thing up. Wentz, you gone? We going straight full steam ahead with Jalen Hurts. I haven't seen enough. Now,
you see the 2 touchdowns last night?
Yeah.
2 runs?
Yeah.
Pretty
Skip,
sweet.
He can run it. And for a second there, Washington was making the same mistake the Saints made. They were treating him like he's a pocket passer, Skip. They were running past him. What was he doing? Out the window, he went.
But he can hurt you running up the middle
Yes.
as well as to the side.
Yes.
And I told you, he has effortless acceleration where it's subtle and you get out on the field and you say, man, he's faster than I thought he was. And he's definitely stronger than you think he is.
Yes, but the thing is with him is you got to flatten off. Once you get even, flatten off. You can't run past him because he's really looking, Skip, like a lot of guys, Mahomes, when he escapes, he's looking to throw the ball over your head. Aaron Rodgers, he escaped, he's buying time. He's like, I ain't dilly-dallying around. I'm finna go. I'm gone.
Okay, so the final head scratcher for me was post-game, Doug Pederson says, I was playing to win, but he also said yanking Jalen Hurts was not about performance. So how do those two jive? How do they go together? Because if it's not about performance, then you should have just left Jalen Hurts in, right?
If it wasn't about performance, you should have stuck with Carson Wentz. Okay. You say you wanted to win, Skip. I don't care unless Jalen Hurts was hurt. If Hurts was hurt, that's the only way the backup should have seen the field last night. That's the only way he sees the field. Any other way is unacceptable. And like you said...
Well, if he said after the game, I thought Nate gave us the best chance to win, right?
To win what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if he said, I thought he could throw it better than Jalen, then I'd say, okay, you took your shot. Sudfeld had a QBR of 2 in the fourth quarter. 2 on a scale of 0 to 100. 2. And he was a disaster. And it wasn't his fault because who could get thrown into that situation? Having played next to nothing for 4 years and you get thrown in to the biggest fourth quarter of the year as far as the country watching you. You know, the country's hanging on the outcome of this because it's going to be Giants. It's going to be
Skip, can I ask you a question? I want to ask Doug Pederson a question. Hey, Dougie, if you really thought Nate Sudfeld could play, would you have taken Jalen Hurts in the second round? If you thought he could. Now, he's been on your roster for 3 years coming into this season.
Good question. Yep.
But you think he can play, but I'm going to take a quarterback in the second round. Not only did you just pay one $1 bazillion, you got another guy that you feel very comfortable with being his backup, yet you take another quarterback. So something's not computing in my mind. So,
I agree. So all I know is that took a lot of sting out of my Cowboys losing because if my Cowboys had won and that man, that coach of the Eagles, had done that to me last night, I don't think I would have made it in here today. Well, seriously. Well, I might have jumped, as in out the window.
I had a feeling. I mean, you could tell the way when early in the week they started talking about these players are not going to play. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, Fletcher Cox notwithstanding. You know, Goddard's going to be down and this guy's going to be down. And then he had the nerve to say, we were trying to win. Brandon Graham was out there. He was out there by himself. Oh, we had Darius Slay. Look, you got 2 basically of your best players out there.
Ertz.
Yeah. And we had, first of all, Ertz is not happy because you hadn't given him a contract. So he like, man, I'm not finna get hurt out here. I got a contract coming up. The cap is already going to be condensed. So at least if I go somewhere else, I'm going to be healthy. They're not going to take less money from me because I'm deemed. So I don't know what you were thinking, Dougie P, but if I'm Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, you got some, hey, in the words of Ricky Ricardo, you got some planning to do.
Mm-hmm. I would like somebody to explain to me how he's going to keep his job after today.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.